Episode 8, almost done. I put in the description of the last one. I remembered that the tattoo, or I don't remember. It's clear that the tattoos mimic the EVA helmet burns. Dawes said that in episode 4 or 5, how they got burned. And then you can look at the burns. And so I wrote that. I was like, okay, yeah, people are going to say this is what the tattoo is. And I remembered that part, but I don't know why. I don't know why none of them wore their helmets straight. I don't know why they're all looking this way. So that was what I was referencing. It was like, yeah, it's kind of cool and unique that the tattoos are here. But like, I want them to be here. But I remembered Dawes said that on one of them, we had shoddy equipment or something like that. So that was one thing. The other thing is there have been comments about Don Quixote and then windmills and him attacking windmills. And I was fascinated with that. And now I knew a little bit about the story. I knew Dulcinea as his sort of unrequited love in the very first episode, the title of the very first episode. I knew what that was, but I didn't know too much more about the story. So I did some reading on it, and it's pretty fascinating. And the allusions to the Expanse are extremely evident already, and presumably that's a recurring thing that's going to keep showing up. So I thought it was really interesting. So I'll just read some of the notes that I took and some of the things that I wanted to point out. Maybe you guys didn't know. A lot of you already did in the comments, but hey, I'll just cover them here too. So first of all, we see this when Christian goes into Holden's mom's house.
Cervantes.
Jimmy liked to think of himself as a knight. He thought it was a funny story. I never broke it to him that it was a tragedy.
So the story in a nutshell is about a character, Don Quixote, who goes on these ridiculous adventures for the love of his life, his unrequited love, who doesn't know he exists, Dulcinea. He's very chivalric. He acts with honor. He wants to be a knight, which his mom also says. And both halves of those characters, I think, are very clearly represented in Holden and in Miller. The behavior is very reminiscent of Holden and his mannerisms and how he acts, the knighthood part of it. And it's very cool how they show his mom explaining him growing up and who he wanted to be growing up. And then we see him in that episode point the gun at Amos. I'll take you down before I let you take down the Martians. That's something that he would do. It's not very honorable to jump these people by surprise who are trying to do what they think is right. And that's always what he's striving to do. It's not very honorable. Would a knight not reply to someone in need of help, right? In the very first episode, Holden can't help but pull that SOS out of whatever, like it's in the notepad and the guy tells him to delete it, but he drags it into the folder or makes it active or something like that. When they manage to escape barely with their lives and they get to Tycho Station with Fred Johnson, it's his duty to make sure that message is still heard, right? The rest of my crew can stay here and be safe, but I need to do what's right, and I got to head out on my own and deliver this message. I need to go continue this fight. And then the illusion with windmills, which was another thing, that's the name of the episode for episode 7. He thought windmills were these big towering giants and he would fight them. And that gets brought up as the title of episode 7, which you see windmills, like literally there are windmills there, but also the illusion of the OPA and Mars in the UN now with this Black Ops team. The term which someone put in the comments and I researched it, tilting at windmills, which means confrontations where adversaries are incorrectly perceived or courses of action that are based on misinterpreted or misapplied heroic, romantic, or idealistic justifications. And again, that's very clearly what's happening. He doesn't really know what's in store for him. He doesn't really correctly understand the repercussions of his actions or who these corporations or entities are. He just thinks, if I do what's right, I'll come out ahead, without really understanding the repercussions of those actions. He did the right thing by replying to the SOS, but it cost the Can't everything. He did the right thing by leaving Tycho Station and going out to continue that message, but now he's put his crew in harm's way again, not only with the Martians, but also presumably with the Black Ops team that would want to silence all of that crew. The Rocinante is his horse, a noble steed worthy of a knight. But it's also like, I might get this wrong, someone can correct me, but it's also like tired workhorse. It's past its prime, and it's sort of a mirror to Don Quixote in and of himself. It's the mount with which they charge off into battle. It's where a lot of the time in the Expanse is currently being set, like in that ship, which was also pretty fascinating. Holden comes up with the name Rocinante, and then in the next episode or the following one, I guess he does that in episode 5 and then 6 and then 7. Episode 7, we understand, where he got that name from was his background, his knowledge, which is pretty cool. Rocinante is not only his horse, but his double. He's awkward, past his prime, and engaged in a task beyond his capacities. Now, that's sort of the behavior part of Holden. That's the attitude and mannerism part of Don Quixote. The unrequited love part, I think, is very clearly Miller. Episode 1, Dulcinea starts with Julie. This is the character we're referencing, is an easy way to take that. But then also his entire point of existence is to chase after Julie and to save Julie and to fight evil for Julie, referencing how he thinks Julie is, referencing he's leaving his entire life behind. He left his hat behind. He took all of the past bribes, which I really liked. Someone pointed out the credits that he got from the bribe for the airlock guy. He put him into that sock. This is a lifetime of bad deals, or always losing, cashing all that in, leaving his hat, leaving everything, leaving his old girl behind, going out to Eros to fight to save this girl. Every time someone talks about Julie, he always says she's a little girl in need of help. She needs to not be taken advantage of, and other people keep correcting him. And that's very clearly Miller. In my opinion, that's very clearly Miller. And that's his Dulcinea or Dulcinea. I'm not entirely sure how you pronounce that. But like his mom said, Holden thought that story was funny and he wanted to emulate that, and that became a part of who he is. His mom never had the heart to tell him that it was actually a tragedy. So we'll see. We'll see what happens as they get closer and closer to that. But I thought that was really fascinating and interesting. And, a lot of you people already knew that, but maybe some of you guys didn't know that like me. So I did research on it. It seemed really cool. So thanks for the people that commented that led me to start looking at that stuff. I love comments like that. And there was one of you cheeky buggers, who actually noticed that there was some audio visual sync going on there. So the original recording I did of the show messed up. It went kaput. I only got the audio, not the video. So I had to re-record the show. And then because of the way that I've chosen to do these, I have to resync the normal show with when I pause it and then start it up again. And then, I added a new camera angle. So trying to get all that stuff in sync. It's around 24 to 50-ish, I think, milliseconds in time, give or take, for certain stuff. But I wanted to leave a note. I'm like, this isn't perfect, but maybe no one will notice this because I lined them up pretty close. But one of you guys got it. There's the guy. Oh, shit. And the guy floating around, right? So the other thing that I thought was fascinating, and this is just a testament to my opinion of how good the writing is. I don't want to keep using Altered Carbon as the baseline for, oh, here's everything bad in sci-fi and then build from there. But Altered Carbon had a bunch of side characters that really didn't do anything, that really didn't grow anywhere, that whatever happened to them happened, and that was it. And I didn't really think too much more of it other than, okay, his uncle attacked this Martian colony and he was trying to help him, and now he's out in space and someone's going to find him and they'll continue the story. And that was exactly what I said. Like, narratively, I'm not really sure what this means, but then people in the comments are like, well, try to understand his viewpoint of he tried to do what he thought he could or what was right to free water and to sell water and try to make a living like this on Ceres. That blew up in his face. He fled, or he left, joined his uncle, tried to make an honest living doing this, and they came down on him with that. Imagine what his idea of life is, or where he's going to go, or what he's going to do moving forward, which I read that comment and I was like, oh, of course. This is what an actual human would do, not like a character that just needs to do certain things. I didn't even picture him as being fully fleshed out to that extent. I just thought someone would find him and he'd be upset and then he'd join Holden's crew and like they'd continue on. I didn't really consider what that would mean for his character and his development. I didn't consider that because I didn't think they would consider that. But that was, yeah, man. It's just really cool. It's just really cool, the attention to detail and the care in developing these things and making it all very grounded and stuff. And I'm rambling, and I'm going to cut some of this stuff, but whatever. Episode 8, Salvage. I got to put my headphones on. I got the bop it. Belt Transit Ferry en route to Arrow Station. This is presumably Miller. There she is. Skrillex. Sitting across from a father priest or something. All right, 42 seconds in. Let me go back. He's on this side.
The fear, you can get past it.
Stop talking
and then you get
to
used
me.
to it.
I mean, nobody really knows what's out there. Can't come back.
Well, you're right.
And that's also talking about himself, right? Not the 100 years part, but what happens when you leave everything behind. You go on this journey that takes everything, leave everything behind, and it's not there. It doesn't exist. It never existed. Or it's not what you thought it was. Oh, that's pretty cool. 16-minute delay. Looks like 8-minute delay, and then the belt is live. Sure. Yeah. That's pretty sick. A number of people at the detention center were involved in a standoff with authorities following the death of a Belter refugee.
You guys might be.
It's not an asteroid. That's a space station. What are we looking at here, boys? Ooh. That's one of the...
It's some sweet parking job.
That's, you know what that is. It's one of them. It's one of those cool-ass ships.
Scopes. I kind of want to blast it. Easy there, partner.
This is Tycho. Okay, I was trying to figure out the scale of that thing, and I was seeing there's more gold going down, but I was trying to think, okay, is this the entire ship? Holy shit. This is still the same. Jesus. And then here is holy ish. I mean, I can pause here. I can pause here, but I can't offer anything. Click them twice, so you go home.
And meet your new bodyguard.
Okay, Amos might be my favorite character. And also the the amount of aggression with the idea of
We're not on a...
right, the amount of anger in that statement, right, again plays into the ideals behind this. He came out here to save this person. It can't be just they're out here to salvage a ship and collect materials and give tech back to Fred Johnson. That's not a very noble thing to do. That runs counter to him as a person. So reading about that stuff has made some of his motivations like a little more interesting, I think. I love how they can't just give him a better helmet.
Connection
Is good.
Put some duct tape on it. It'll be fine. I'm not sure what that stuff on the left is supposed to signify. It's not a... I'm not... Okay, all right, well. The stuff on the left, I'm not sure what that's supposed to signify.
Looks like somebody got spaced.
your kind of ship.
What was that thing? Padded room?
The latch is broken from the inside.
Someone forced their way out of this.
Valkyrie.
This is a belter suit.
This is definitely not a belter ship.
What? That's... Oh, the guy's being sucked in. So she did regain... Okay, so she regained her senses and fled.
Guess that explains what happened to the crew of the Scopuli.
Recon drone, system mode, observe stealth, negative.
Why did you sign on to the can?
I wouldn't have to have conversations like this.
I am an OPA terrorist, first of all.
It's strange.
It's very minor, but when he started talking about, do you remember the people on the camp? I thought, well, that's a kind of weird time to be talking about that. Shouldn't you be focused? And then Naomi said exactly what I was thinking. And then it led to a next sentence, which I thought was pretty good.
Command, Megatron is in
All the
here.
airlocks.
That's it's like a Taco Bell cup right there. Also, I want to point this out. This is pretty cool. I mean, he's on a lift that's rising up, but he's just grabbing this to lift up, which I think is kind of filmmaking. I mean, unless this dude is jacked out of his mind and he can literally do this with one hand, he's on a lift, but it's pretty cool. Content secure, intercode, okay. And then I'm going to say this, just so I can put it out into the universe. If Amos and the spy get in a fight in this episode or in later episodes, I have to imagine if he throws a right hook that the spy will dodge it. Because he called it out in the last one. Man, you use that a lot. Maybe not. But maybe. Contamination, engine bay, SOS.
The reactor was...
What the hell is that?
Is that organic? I don't know. I was gonna say it kind of reminds me of algae, but it's not. It doesn't look as if it's pulsating, so maybe it's inorganic, but how would it spread? It's synthetic and it corrodes stuff? I don't know. What is that thing? That's kind of a cool touch. To have his little desk. To have his little desk toy vaguely be reminiscent of what is currently going on. It's kind of cool. UN Flash Frank DeGraff found dead. All right, guys, hold on one sec. Investigation underway. UN investigators perform a thorough examination of all possible contributing. Okay, sometimes typos make their way in. It's not a big deal. And then that finer text, I can barely read. The Congress.
Jesus.
Christian. She got one of her oldest friends killed.
We're going in for a closer
You know
look.
Ooh. Soft snarling. Okay.
Feel free to try, though.
All right. See, this is reminding me of the latest Astartes video.
The ship's called the Anubis.
Anubis, Egyptian god of the dead.
Are you gonna torch me for that?
Anubis works too.
Let's review.
All right, so the crew of this badass ship boards the Scopuli, uses it as bait to nuke the Can't.
Then spaces the crew except for Lionel Polanski, who somehow survives, gets control, and then...
Well... Right, okay, let me just listen to this.
Uses it as bait.
Okay, there's a lot going on. Okay. All right, one thing at a time. Okay. All right.
All right, so the crew of this
Correct.
badass ship boards the Scopuli, uses it as bait.
They did use it as bait, as they put that Martian transponder there. It makes the most sense for them to do that, as opposed to someone on the Scopuli having a Martian thing that they then didn't tell anybody about, and they use that. So we'll just take this as... But the Can't didn't have to respond, and it was out of range. Not out of range. It was out of their normal path. So this part I'm a little caught up on. They use it as bait to nuke the Can't for the story to happen, but I don't exactly know why they did that. Maybe they were actually trying to lure the Donager, or something else. They use it as bait to nuke the Can't, but the Can't initially wasn't going to respond to it. And if they had paid any attention to, wasn't initially going to respond to it. And, it took them a while to get there, or whatever the other reasons were. This one, I'm like, okay, why would the stealth people specifically want to blow up the Can't? When it seemed like without Holden, the story doesn't happen. So what was the actual reason? What were they trying to lure there? Maybe it is the Can't, just to get the ball rolling. But maybe we'll find out they were trying to lure something else, like maybe the Donager or something. I could see them trying to lure the Donager there and then pinning all of that on Mars, and then they kind of achieved the same effect, even though that their crew survived. But
to nuke the Can't.
because they turned the power back on, now the thing is active. But then here we are. They powered it on. They've awoken ancient evil.
Stealth fighter.
Hold in. Hold in.
Behind you.
Snarling.
Jesus.
Back off.
Dude.
Out of here.
What?
Fire.
Good dream. Guys, why does the explosion look oddly blue and alive? Should we you want to double back and like check?
Remember the...
You know, like, hey, what's up? Let's just check and see, or no? Okay. I also like, cause this keeps happening. They don't fly. I don't know why I made that clicking noise. They don't fly like any other ship I've seen. They kind of just flip, right? You've seen that over and over and over when they do like a ship to ship type thing, except when they're dogfighting. Well, if there's freighters, maybe not dogfighting, but the ships just kind of use their thrusters and then just, okay, whatever, it's fine. It's just like they flip and do that, and then they correct as they get closer, as opposed to like Star Wars or whatever, right? Where everything is centered on the back and then you just go forward. They've got thrusters basically in every angle. They just hurtle forward and then do their corrections as they get closer, which is totally different than, at least from the stuff that I've consumed. This way of flying is totally different than like Macross Plus or Gundam Wing. Yeah, just flip around. We'll fix it. It's fine. Bye, love. Au revoir.
I had a little left about how...
I do want to point this out, by the way. You know, this seems to be her, and then, just remember this, remember the can't, and then I'll go back here. Somewhere along the way, if that's supposed to be the same chick, maybe not, but she stole someone's kid. Hey, you can't always get the same extras. I know. Ooh, okay. Yeah. Punished.
You talking like a fair person would talk?
I like to let people talk who like to talk. Makes it easier to find out how full of shit they are.
You seem so...
And that's kind of cool. People are pointing out that he hasn't drank anything. And then this is the first time he's met up with his old buddy in a long time.
That dog master. And where's my damn hat?
Oh. Huh. It's pretty cool.
2 number 4s. It's on me. All right, we'll make mine the burrito style.
Everybody has a friend like this. Everybody's got a friend like this. Dude. Dude, I was getting you the $1 menu nuggets, bro. What? You can't upgrade.
Well, regular. Lana Polanski, that's the name she used when she registered the shuttle.
Oh, shit. Okay, all right. Okay. Save the cheerleader. Save the world.
Last place the name Lionel Polanski showed up on the
Oh,
nets.
dude. Oh, dude. All right, just punch him in the face. Tag team ready. Police will now respond. Uh-oh. Stalin. Okay, my boy knows what's going on. My boy knows what's going on.
Maybe I should go put my own.
Dude. I love... There is music. But it's more like Foley music. But there's no music. It's quiet. Except for that light little jazz. Which is maybe coming from the TV or the vending machine. Something's about to pop off.
Ah! Okay.
Didn't quite make it, but he got it. Oh. Oh. Nice. Are you?
James Holden.
Are you Holden?
Should just follow.
Touch me again. There's gonna be another body on the floor.
What? I like that guy. Yeah. Yeah. Good people. Okay, before we get too far, this is what I was going to say. With the size of these impact holes, I mean, is a couch really going to stop them? You know? Dude, this is sick. Don't. Oh, there's a freaking crypt keeper right there. Want any lights? No power, no nothing?
Wait.
Okay, can you... What?
Oh my god.
Jesus.
Okay, she was turning things off because it feeds off of energy or something. Why would it be attached to a... Okay, it could absorb people or it could attach itself to people, which was trying to do that on the ship. I like how her hair's gotten caught in some of the, looks like the glass. Let me even see if this thing is still working. Wow. Okay. She put up a fight. Maybe because she didn't decontaminate like they show Holden's crew decontaminating. She took some of it with her because it was hunting for people. It looked like it was actively trying to get to people. So maybe on her clothing, or she inhaled it or touched it or something, doing that. And then it overtook her. And then from what information we've been given so far, it's the right body type. It's the right hair length. It's in her room. That should be Julie. I mean, it could also not be her, but it should most likely be that character. And then they left the Martian thing on the Scopuli to say, yo, the Martians were the ones that... Okay, the Can't thing I'm still not sure about. We left the Martian transponder there so that no one would know it was us. But then why would they have to come back? Why would they have to blow up the Can't? That I'm still a little confused on. Maybe they explain it later, or someone can clarify what I'm missing up. Oh, holy shit. Ooh. There's a lot. I think I basically touched on everything. I might just be rambling here. I think I basically touched on everything as it was happening. Holy. Okay. Okay. I mean, okay. Okay. Okay, dude. Okay, dude. Let's go to the next one. Let's go.